people, it's Eddie from Weoley Tropicals, coming from another absolutely glorious day in the garden. I'm going to do a video today on plants that I would recommend for just monster growth in the first season, things that are just absolutely fantastic, things that you can buy quite small and that will size up in their first year. So without further ado, let's get at it. Very first thing is first is the Gunnera. That thing has only just emerged for about a week or so ago and it's already absolutely motoring away. It's got several different growth points coming, so I'm going to have to move this away from the greenhouse very shortly. But these leaves are expected to get, you know, a couple of meters wide. Like I said, this thing grows like you wouldn't believe. You can literally come out in the morning and the afternoon and see a difference on these leaves. Really sharp, as you can see from the underside, and depending on what one you got, I believe this one's Tinctoria. It was sold as Manicata, but the vast majority are missold, as whether or not these are able to be sold anymore. Next, absolute classic, and no tropical garden I don't think would be complete in my opinion without the Musa Basjoo. Absolute monster. I mean, that's sitting in around about 5'10", and that's kind of where my head's at. So that's a good nearly 6.5, 7 foot tall. Just started unfurling. Bearing in mind I only cut that back a couple of weeks ago just to get the first couple of leaves out from winter, which they always look a little bit tatty, but wouldn't you if you were wrapped up outside in just a bit of fleece, not seeing the light of day for about 5 months during winter. I don't think you can beat these for the value, the cost of the plant. I think this plant cost me around about £10 when I bought this originally, and you think it'd be worth a damn sight more than that for what you can get in a garden centre for £10. Granted, this one's in its 3rd year now, but that one's going to eat that fence. It's going to be overhanging the lawn, making it difficult for me to cut the grass for a long time, I reckon. But absolutely sensational plant. Wouldn't be one of my videos without me banging on about this Phormium Tenax, the variegated one. So go a little bit closer than I normally do. Coloration on it is fantastic. Use this in certain countries as well for like weaving, making baskets and rugs and other things from as well, because apparently once you split those, the fibres are almost impossible to kind of break. But look at the size of that thing. I think that's in its 3rd year. Bought that as a tiny plant. It was no bigger, I don't think. It was in and around about the size of that red one. Anything with that Tenax in his name is just monstrous. If that was on Jurassic Park, you wouldn't think twice about that. That's absolutely huge. And again, for a relatively cheap plant, I think it's definitely under £30 when I bought that. Value for money, absolutely fantastic. This one, a bit of an unsung hero. Phenomenal growth on this thing. I know this plant as Strawberry Fields. This is one that will tick an awful lot of boxes for a lot of people. This one for the bees, as I put in a previous video. For those who are returning will have seen this in a previous video. The bees go crazy for this. I've got 3 of them in the garden all the way down. It comes out with a beautiful flush of pink flowers on this, and like I say, through morning, literally right on cue. There's a little solitary bee or something down there waiting for it. It'll be from morning till night. This thing will be literally alive with bees, so it's a good one, because obviously once you've got a lot of just greenery without much flowers on, I know the typical thing is the tropical gardens, are they very good for bees? But I've got so many plants and stuff in this garden, it would, I think, would far outperform a traditional garden with the amount of plants and nectar and stuff being produced in these gardens, plus the 2 greenhouses as well. But this one, I put the proper name on it. It's like I can't even pronounce the first name, but I'll put that on screen just because I picked this up just from a garden centre. I had no clue what it was. I just threw it in the ground, and in 3 years it's gone from this tiny little thing which to be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to survive. It was only about 6 to 10 inches tall, and it was really like a skinny little twig. It was almost like one of the little tiny off branches. The size of it now, absolutely ate that fence. I reckon that's at least 9 foot tall now. I don't know how much bigger these get. I just give it a trim back once a year, so it's really easy on the maintenance. And I kind of treat it as if it was a rose, try and just cut off any ones of the branches that are rubbing together. If you want one for the bees, one that's flowers for months on end, and again, another monster growth one. Perfect plant for you, Strawberry Fields. Another one I'll try and stay out of the shot for there. Miscanthus. This is the Giganteus, that one cross. So this one I'll put the proper name on there because I can't remember off the top of my head. That one will eat that whole fence. I'll put up a photo of it from last year. That one's just emerging now. This thing grows kind of like at a rate similar to bamboo, like the Phormium kind of thing, where you can literally come out and almost see the thing growing. It's a great addition because it adds some tall interest as well, some height to the garden. So if you want to use this as like a privacy screen as well, completely hardy, that stayed out all year as well. But I just think it's nice to get that kind of mix of height and things in the garden, and also the less fence that you can see, the better. Especially if you're going for a jungle vibe, you need to try and get as rid as much of the kind of boundary as possible. Come in the greenhouse for this one. So these are Colocasia Esculenta. These are absolutely crazy. Literally in one season, we'll go from the little bulb, or Edio, whatever they're called, into an absolute monster like the one I had last year. The leaf on it must have been about 4 foot, 5 foot. I'll put it up on the screen because it weighed an absolute ton when I lifted the plant. Like I say, from a little one leaf like that, it will bang out leaves. What I like about it as well is the leaves are hydrophobic, so it's interesting for kids because the water acts like mercury kind of on the leaves. The water doesn't stay on them, it completely runs straight back off. So it's quite an interesting one for when the kids were younger. They used to quite like pouring the water on it and kind of seeing that kind of splash off. And also it eats an awful lot of room. Like I say, these elephant ears they're actually huge. Very interesting plant to grow. Probably not everybody's first choice necessarily for like monster growth, but a canna. Reason being, you can go from seed to a 6-7 foot plant literally in one season, every single year. So you'll get to like its full height. Granted, as they mature, they get more and more. As you can see, they're popping up, so the plant will look more full, that kind of thing. But to be able to grow, to get something that's been overwintered, but this thing is going to be 6-7 foot tall in a couple of months' time. And there's not much that kind of grows at that kind of rate. Again, if you get seeds off the plant, it's perfect because you can make more plants for free. You can do this through division as well. Available in a vast amount of colours. Like I say, I've got this gorgeous one in there. I've got some other ones over here, like the red stems on them. I've got some being grown from seed and stuff as well in the Vitapod as well, and even like some little dinky ones. Excuse the noise in the background. Come for one additional bonus. Tetrapanax Rex. Absolutely the biggest monster in my garden. I like the Gunnera, but the leaves on this are just incredible. I'll put some photos up to showcase what this looks like, but that's going to eat, as I said before, from here to kind of here, that whole area. It's going to lean out kind of on the lawn, probably to around about there, I would imagine. But this by far is my favourite thing. Once these leaves start emerging and really start going for it, I almost feel like you can see these things growing. You can come out genuinely in the morning versus at night and see a massive difference between the two. Absolutely stunning plant if you can get it. It doesn't have to be the Rex variety. I just like how deeply cut the leaves are, but the other Tetrapanax are equally as nice. Hopefully you like my little run through there of monster growth. As always, there's a billion different plants to choose from, so it's very difficult to narrow it down to 5, 6, 7 plants. Put your favourite monster growth ones in the comments as well.